All Elite Wrestling has been killing it with just a slew of damn fine wrestling. And Full Gear from start to finish this year was good wrestling, good storytelling, and it all went by so fast that I only drank one White Claw because I didn't want to get up to get another one. Sorry for the wrestling video. Let's talk about AEW's Full Gear pay-per-view in 2021. First, we have the buy-in, Hikaru Shida and Thunder Rosa versus Nyla Rose and Jamie Hayter. This was a good tag match, there to help fuel the fire under AEW's tournament for the TBS title. I love Nyla Rose. She's funny, always improving in the ring, and one of my current favorites in the women's division. This also helped build the rivalry between Shida and Serena Deeb, as Deeb was at ringside throughout the match, and Lord knows that AEW needs more women's storylines that aren't tied to a title belt. The women's division is suffering not from a lack of talent, but a lack of booking matches and promos that don't feel like they're thrown together hastily or just there to quote-unquote have a women's match on the card. Overall, this was a solid match, and I hope that AEW can give their women more time to shine. Also, more Nyla Rose, please. 6 out of 10. MJF versus Darby Allin. Somehow my mushy brain always forgets that MJF is very, very good in the ring, and Darby is also very, very good at throwing himself at people like a flesh cannonball. Both guys going back and forth really felt like the beginning of a lifelong feud. Lots of back and forth roll-ups, a Katamari Damacy moment, and Darby throwing his body at Max in all kinds of wacky ways made this the perfect opener for the full pay-per-view. This match was preceded by Max trying to destroy Darby mentally and physically week after week, beating up Darby's goth dad, and trying to get under Darby's skeletal skin any way he could. And this match was really one that could have gone either way. Of course, Max has his magic diamond ring that hits people really, really hard, and if I could change anything about this match, it would be the finish. I didn't mind that Max needed heel shenanigans to be able to do what he promised to do, which was take down Darby with a side headlock takedown, but the diamond ring feels like a pittance to the pain that Darby has put himself through to win other matches. Overall, this was a very, very good fight, and I can't wait to see Max and Darby face off again. 8.5 out of 10. FTR versus Lucha Bros for the AEW Tag Team titles. Rey Fenix does Rey Fenix stuff, and the spirit of Lucha prevails over the evil American wrestlers. The Lucha Brothers had an amazing and weird entrance, and their new camo gear kind of made me wonder if they were trying to stir some trailer trash spirit out of FTR. As always, the Lucha Brothers delivered an awesome match with some great tributes to the late, great Eddie Guerrero, which will happen more going forward as the day of the pay-per-view is the anniversary of his death, as well as Minneapolis being the city wherein he passed. The finish was FTR trying to pass off Cash as the legal man so he could get one over on the Lucha Bros, but they ended up pinning him and winning anyway. I always love it when the bad guy gets got by the plot they were trying to get gotting. 7 out of 10. Bryan Danielson versus Miro. Two former WWE guys that absolutely battered each other. This was a wonderful match, and it proves that Daniel Bryan is best when he's an underdog, but also best when he's a wrestling machine. Danielson Bryanson is the best. He's just the best. However, the match goes, and Miro is an amazing monster to pair him with. If this match was going to be Jon Moxley versus Daniel Bryan, then I would have bet my money on Mox winning. But with Mox receiving the help that he needs, Miro was an excellent replacement. Miro as a monster having a clear weakness is also some of my favorite booking. And as a wife guy myself, I love seeing the wife guy representation that Miro brings to the table. 9 out of 10. Jurassic Express with Christian versus the Super Click. No time to breathe. Only good wrestling here. Lots of fun spots and tons of violence. The teams were also wearing matching outfits, with the Young Bucks needing to install CS Source and the Jurassic Express and Christian Gene's Cage. I just love it when wrestlers tag together, work together, and they all wear matching outfits. At one point, Jungle Boy got a mouthful of tacks, and I had to look away, as face and mouth violence is one thing I'll always cringe at. Also, thumbtack knee pads are funny, and I hope that I get to see more of the Young Bucks experimenting with what you can do with tacks after the shoe and after the knee pad. Maybe cover a headband in tacks so you can kind of do some sort of super death headbutt. Overall, this match was fun and felt as though it was a vehicle for Jungle Boy to add some edge to that soft, round, babyface egg exterior. I also loved Luchasaurus in this match. He's starting to grow on me, finally, even though I was never a dinosaur kid. I will say that the Bucks often have the guys standing around waiting to get jumped on spots during their matches, and I don't really ever like those because, I mean, get out of the way. Also, Jungle Boy really likes to jump outside of the ring in every match like 3 to 4 times in a row, huh? All in all, though, lots of fun. 7.5 out of 10. Pac and Cody Rhodes versus Andrade and Malachi Black. Adrenaline in my soul. Something, something, Cody Rhodes. Please, Cody, please. Cody was booed more than MJF in this match, and really he just needs to be a bad guy. His booking is confusing, and bringing really good wrestlers like Pac, Andrade, and Malachi Black into his own separate dimension, the Codyverse, only serves to bring them down instead of elevating him or them. Cody isn't bad in the ring. He's not bad on the mic. He's just not a believable good guy. The man with the neck tattoo and the special Cody elevator and the long indulgent entrance is a good guy. I want to hate Cody in a wrestling way. I want to love to hate him. But at the moment, it's just dislike and boredom. Ever since he lost the TNT title, he's wandered around sucking people into this black hole of nothing that just feels like a serious case of main character syndrome. And it would work if he was a bad guy. Cody fighting this has always felt like he was going to turn heel at some point. There are dozens of moments over the last year when it would have been perfect for him to step over to the dark side, because at the end of the day, Cody isn't a sympathetic good guy. He's a rich white dude that always talks about his dad's legacy. He has an entourage of guys that follow him wherever he goes. He has a vanity entrance and has a motherfucking neck tattoo of a skull logo. Instead of taking himself and elevating other people by being a great bad guy, we have Cody bringing down people with these weird, out-of-place matches as a bad good guy. This feels like it's in a different promotion. That's how different it is. This match didn't feel like AEW. This match felt like a Cody Rhodes match. Like if Cody Rhodes had his own promotion called Cody Rhodes Wrestling. This was a CRW match. And the sooner that Cody either turns heel or interacts with people in a meaningful way outside of the people that he sucks into his own universe, then the sooner that AEW improves. Pac, Andrade, and Malachi Black were all great in this match. Cody Rhodes did some Cody Rhodes stuff. It all just ended up being so average. 5 out of 10. Ty Conti versus Britt Baker for the AEW Women's title. I love Britt, but as always in the AEW Women's division, feuds aren't built up enough before the pay-per-view, and the other talent is either tied up in the TBS title tournament or just not being used enough on the weekly shows for there to be a build for the feud. It was a fine match with Conti creatively escaping Britt's finishing hold, the lockjaw, and Ty Conti looked really good in this match, but it doesn't do anything for either wrestler other than just make sure there's a women's title match on television. I just wish that there was more of a build to this match, rather than just a week or two of, hey, I'm gonna fight you, and I'm gonna fight you real good. 5.5 out of 10. CM Punk versus Eddie Kingston. This was a fight, a brawl. This was wrestling. Eddie straight up hit Punk with his spinning back fist finisher before the bell had even rung. And Eddie looked psychotic the whole match in a wonderful, beautiful, great way. Punk wearing boxing shorts as well added to this feel of a fight, of a brawl, and it helped elevate the match. And damn it, this match was almost my favorite match of the night. Sometimes things that have a short build can be great if the two people working them are as good as Punk and Kingston. When the crowd is as split as it was, when two guys are just in the ring and you can feel the emotions burning off of them, then you know that you have two once-in-a-generation talents here building something beautiful. 11 minutes long, and it went by in a flash. This match was excellent. I love Eddie Kingston, and I can't wait to see him when he finally has some gold around his waist. That man deserves the world. Punk ended up beating Eddie, but it doesn't feel like this hurts Eddie. This isn't the end of this fight, and it only helps Punk build his character in AEW. Build it away from, hey guys, happy to be back. I'm CM Punk. Hey there, how's it going? Oh, just having a good time. Happy to be back. Oh, it's me, CM Punk. Into something wonderful. This will help build Punk's character. This is a great foundation. A match that elevates both guys, and this is one that I'll rewatch anytime I need to see some good brawling. 9 out of 10. The Minneapolis street fight with Jericho and friends versus MMA guys and old man, and also men of the year. Jake Hager hit somebody with a toaster. 4 out of 10. No, okay. This match was pretty much what I thought it was going to be, and I hope this storyline is done and over with. I don't really care about Oofsy and Damp Lampert. It's just not really something for me. Dan Lambert is good on the mic, I guess, and people really like that he gets to scream and say bad things like a heel manager should. And Dan Lambert probably is walking away the best from this feud, with the most interesting character from this feud. And I just think this was all terrible when you think that Sammy had just won the TNT title and he's dragged back into the fold as one of Jericho's silly goons. With Sammy holding the title, sure, you get Ethan Page as a challenger, but out of everyone in the inner circle, it just feels like Sammy's there too, because it's Jericho's feud and Sammy needs to be there, and they want to have a big team fight so that the inner circle and the MMA McFightmen can get into it and get into the brawl, and Jericho can hear people sing his silly song so they can go, my mind, and wow, isn't that really good? It served its purpose, though. It was a really, really good break from all of the really, really good wrestling. And, I mean, like I said, Jake Hager hit somebody with a toaster. I was more excited about Jay Lethal being all elite after this match. That was really cool. And one last thing, I'm pretty sure that Sammy has been trying to train a new kind of moonsault move from watching the vlogs, and it looked like he hit it, and the camera missed it at one point. Man, 4 out of 10. Hangman Page versus Kenny Omega for the AEW World title. I cried. Hangman Adam Page is one of my boys, one of my favorite wrestle boys. From his anxiety to the drinking to the goofy lower third graphics in his nameplate to being a cowboy, I love Hangman Adam Page, and I've wanted him to succeed since day one in AEW. When I saw that AEW had a cowboy and he wrestles really good and a clothesline is his finisher, I knew that he would get a majority of the eggs in my wrestling egg basket. Kenny's reign has also been stellar thus far, with the only little pockmark being the end of his death match against Mox. He's been a great champion, and this was a perfect send-off for him. Only the best way to send off this championship. Myself and friends watching this were completely silent, waiting and wondering if they were going to have Hangman be hit with the one-winged angel only to kick out of one of the most protected finishers in professional wrestling, but it was even better. Hangman hitting Kenny with the one-winged angel and 2 buckshot lariats, his finisher, proved how much Hangman wanted this, proved he was ready to take the mantle as the face of AEW. And when the referee called the 1, 2, 3, I cried. for my boy. I mean, I didn't cry in front of my friends. I did that later in my private wrestling cry booth. The Bucks also coming out to let Hangman take out Kenny also leaves a lot on the table for where to go from here. With Hangman riding high as the first pure babyface champion of the brand, it almost feels like the first full arc of AEW is done. And I can't wait to see where it goes from here. 10 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Please check out my other videos. There are also things, if you like the wrestling videos, tell your friends or whatever. I do these more so for myself because I like talking about wrestling a lot. If you want to subscribe, you can do that, and I also have a Patreon and all that other YouTube stuff. Also the Twitch channel and hopefully a line of perfume or something. Okay, I'm gonna go and contemplate wrestling, all right? Bye.